afternoon. Welcome to Interesting Talks with Footprints Counselling Service. I hope you're able to see your glass half full rather than half empty. Those of you that are here for the first time, welcome. And for those that are regulars, welcome back. Like, share, leave comments on Facebook, Twitter and on YouTube. I do enjoy seeing your comments and others may learn from them also. Today's talk is on over-apologising. When I was much younger, I did this a lot. And recently I've been hearing people who do it a lot also. So here we go. Do you have a tendency of over-apologising? Are you the sort of person who blurts out sorry when somebody collides with you in the street, even if it's entirely their fault? For example, do you apologise for making perfectly reasonable requests at a restaurant, even though we've not been there for a while, or seeking forgiveness for unpleasant circumstances beyond your control? If those scenarios sound uncomfortably familiar to you, you're not alone. Saying sorry too much is a common problem, especially amongst women. However, over-apologising all the time could mean you're essentially saying sorry for your existence. Over time, this has not only undermined your self-worth, but also, while saying sorry syndrome is a pervasive issue that is experienced by all sorts of people, there are certain common traits that overlap with this tendency. In particular, compassion. People care a lot about the feelings of or the preferences of others, often find themselves over-apologising when they've done absolutely nothing wrong themselves. Submissiveness in relationships. Those who are prone to saying sorry too much in relationships often give their partner the message that they feel it's wrong to have their own personal boundaries or their own personal needs. Agreeability. If you care a lot about keeping the peace and preventing conflict, you're likely to say sorry more than is necessary. After all, you'd rather give an unneeded apology than end up in a fight. Lack of faith in one's own judgment when you're never quite confident what you're doing or what you're saying is right can be a quick way to say apology, to simply assume you're wrong anyway without even looking at the situation. Strict background. Whether you were raised in a strict schooling environment or by particularly authoritarian parents, spending your childhood in fear of discipline can make you trigger happy with apologies because you don't want to get smacked, you don't want to get into trouble, you say sorry. Anxiety. Living with an underlying sense of impending doom can lead to the ultra-sensitive, the idea of the situation of relationship going away, which in turn can spark a disappropriate amount of apologies. What is the psychology behind apologising too much? Funny enough, there has been studies done on it. So apologising too much or over-apologising disorder can have a wide variety of background explanations. Some of them are indicated in the personality traits as discussed above. For example, a difficult upbringing, a past of emotional abuse, and a naturally high level of compassion for others can all lead to constantly saying, I'm sorry. However, regardless of how nuances of your personal life, studies show that there's likely to be a root cause of excessively over-apologising. Research conducted by Harvard Business School indicates that we make superfluous apologies with the goal of building and maintaining trust. This study does indeed establish that we trust people, even strangers, more if they make unnecessary apologies when they approach us. So there is an adaptive reason for the behaviour. In fact, less than 10% of the participants gave a stranger their phone when asked without a superfluous apology. However, closer to 50% let a stranger borrow their phone if the request was prefaced with the comment, I'm sorry about this. Can I borrow your phone? 5 ways to stop saying sorry too much. While apologising can be a powerful tool for building trust and improving social cohesion, it is vital to be able to assert yourself and view yourself as having the right to make your way in the world. If you're constantly apologising, you send a signal to the universe or to the world around you that you're meek, unsure and undeserving. An unnecessary sorry has a huge potential to undermine your manifestation of power. Therefore, it pays to cut back. But how can you do this? 1. Pause before apologising. Just take a break. Pause. Before saying sorry, stop and ask yourself this. Have I actually done anything wrong here? If the answer is no, do not apologise. The urge can be easier to resist if you ask yourself the following up question. If I didn't do something wrong here, do I really want people to think I believe I did? Why would you want people to think you did something wrong when you didn't? It doesn't make sense. 2. Express compassion differently. If you worry about sharing difficult emotions, note that there are other ways to show compassion and empathy. Instead of constantly apologising in a relationship, say something like, I know that's tough to hear, or you can always tell me when you're upset. 3. Know your triggers. Do a quick brainstorming session and write down 10 things that trigger you, but make you want to apologise. For example, bumping into a stranger or asking someone to do something for you. For each item, think of something you could say instead. Spend a week, if necessary, focusing on just one thing, trying to entirely eliminate sorry from that context. 4. Phrase questions carefully. There's no need to over-apologise when you need clarification, so don't just say sorry when they ask. Instead, experiment with questions like, could you please say it a bit more about that to me? Explain a bit more. Can you please help me understand this better? Maybe by using an example. 5. Turn apologies into gratitude. Gratitude can take you a long way, especially if you're feeling down. The next time you feel an apology rising up inside of you, think of a way to rephrase it into a statement of gratitude. For example, I'm sorry you had to run that errand, can easily become, I'm so grateful you did me this favour. Not only is it more pleasing to the hearer, but it focuses your mind on positivity and abundance. This can help you attract even more positivity. I hope that you found this talk useful. If you hold any of these traits, chip away at them bit by bit. And before you know it, you will have a different mind, a mind shift. And then only apologise for things that you really do have to apologise, that are really necessary for. Do like, share with friends, family, leave comments. Until next week, stay safe, stay positive, take care, bye for now. Thank you for listening.